Tonight we reflect on the work of Christ on the cross. As we go through the service, we have altars open along the sides of the room that you can use at any time. You can feel free to sit or stand, whatever is most comfortable for you. We just ask that you would leave the service in silence at the end. On Good Friday, we often reflect on the story of Christ from the perspective of God, but we rarely look at this night from the lens of darkness. We encourage you all to take in this experience tonight. Open yourselves to reflecting on the significance of what happened on that hill. After all, this was the darkest night that the world had ever seen, and we all had the role to play in it.
God forgive
us with our unbelief. Oh God, forgive us. Slave to our uncertainty, help us with our unbelief. Oh God, forgive us.
What a twist it was when Judas kissed him on the cheek. He came up with that on his own. He played the part as if that is what he was created to do. And did you see me? I was there. Of course, you had your eyes on the guards as they made the arrest. So I comforted his disciples. I didn't say much. I didn't have to. Just whispered a few words of caution and safety. Said that could be them. Said I'd run away. And that's just what they did. Fled into the night. Darkness makes it easier to desert the ones you love. And you know about that. I see where you live. Marriages dissolving. The sick and elderly left to die alone. Children neglected. Teens misunderstood and labeled. Outcasts shunned. Women degraded. The hungry left to starve. But we won't worry about that tonight. This is a night of celebration.
But you love me anyway. It's like nothing in life that I've ever known. Yes, you love me anyway. Oh Lord, how you love me. I am the thorn in your crown, but you love me. Sweat from your brow,
There was this mob of people welcoming him into the city as if their new king had arrived. I think I saw you there. In fact, I'm sure that just a few days ago I saw many of you laying your cloaks on the ground, singing and shouting, Hosanna. But listen, those shouts of joy and celebration in just a few days have turned to condemnation and death. Where's your singing and shouting tonight? And if we're being honest, I was the first to say it. They know my voice, so I just whispered it. Crucify him, crucify him, crucify him. It didn't take much. They looked my way, they looked his way, they looked my way, they looked his way. They caught on quickly. It wasn't long before they were shouting with such enthusiasm you would have thought it was their idea. And the louder they got, the more they demanded of Pilate to crucify him. Crucify him and release Barnabas. Darkness makes it easier to join the crowd, and you know about that. I see where you live. Everyone else does it. Everyone else says it. Why shouldn't I? Everyone else watches it. What's it gonna hurt? Everyone else is going. What will they think if I don't? Darkness can seem so bright when it wins the poll of popular opinion. And yes, the trial could not have gone any better. So we made our way up the hill. He was at my mercy, but I had none. And why should I? Since the beginning of creation, we fought with one another.
There is a place of sorrow and love, the innocent Savior, broken and bleeding for us. Nails in his hands and thorns on his brow, rivers of mercy endlessly flowing down. The Son of God, high and lifted up, the Father's love came pouring down for us. He has overcome.
From his side, nails in his hands and feet, that crown of thorns exactly where I wanted it. And it takes every ounce of energy within me not to say, I told you so. Where's his light tonight? Darkness seems to be gathering. As I turn to walk away, I hear those words from his own lips as he confesses me the victor. He asks, Ali, Ali, lama sabachthani. The smile returns to my face, and I lean in to hear it once more. My God, why have you forsaken me? I told you so. You challenged the status quo when all the people want is mediocrity. You brought peace when all the people want is pleasure. You showed humility to a world consumed with self. You lived in solidarity with the despised and the rejected when all you really needed was to find your place among the popular and the accepted. You modeled sacrifice when really all the people want is gratification. You called people to serve rather than to be served. You taught that the greatest must be the least and that the first must be the last. I told you so. However, he was right about one thing. Light came into the world, but the people loved darkness rather than light.
Disillusioned, I was lost and insecure. Still mercy fought for my attention.
swallow up light in one huge gulp. I defeat all that is holy and just. I squeeze the breath out of freedom and suffocate hope. I crush peace and mar innocence. Or should I say, we? After all, we did it together. Of the mob that shouted that day, there was no louder voice than that of your sin. And the more sin you allow into your life, the more I'll be there to whisper in your ear, offer my hand, and appease you to the point of your own death. As far as Jesus goes, you won't hear of him again, for tonight, darkness reigns. Jesus has died, and the Spirit of God has left the world.
To the earth that you breathe by your word, as you watch the darkness go, crushed by the weight of the cost as you prayed. Not my will, but yours be done. Gethsemane, or heavenly Redeemer,
Cold between my fingertips. I've hidden in the garden. I've denied you with my very lips. God, I fall down to my knees with a hammer in my hand. You look at me and arms Darkness may have won on this night, but it did not have the final word. The cross has the final word. The cross has the final word. Sorrow may come in the darkest night. The cross has the final word. The cross has the final word. The cross as the fire.